In this video, we're going to do a little porch refresh, but we need to start from the very beginning. Back in September, my husband refinished the floors on our porch. He sanded the whole entire thing. There was a couple layers of paint, one my doing, one there before, and we were just tired of the chipping and the maintenance. So he tackled the enormous job of sanding the entire thing down and sealing it with this Total Tread marine sealer. So basically that is just going to protect this treated lumber that's about 30 some years old and just make it extremely low maintenance. And I love how this turned out. We needed a couple new light fixtures, so I got this really nice big farmhouse. It looks very aged and iron. Big fixture here. I'll have this stuff linked below in case you're looking for something similar. And then these copper lanterns on either side of the door. And now that the porch is looking so beautiful, we want to spend more time out here. My idea has always been to create a dining space that we can use all summer long out here on our front porch, watch all the passersby. We live in a nice, active little neighborhood. So finally, I have the perfect table to put out here, and that is thanks to finding a table on Facebook Marketplace last weekend that we now have in our breakfast room. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you watch that next. I will link it for you down below. So now that we have this table to put out here, I was ready to refresh the whole space so that it just felt inviting and new and more spring, more summery. So we're going to do that together today. So I have this seagrass, I think it's a magazine basket. We don't really use it for that. It's just been in the kids' room and they're kind of crushing it and destroying it. So I have this screw up here and I thought maybe I could attach it onto here and we could put some flowers in here. Now they're going to be faux because I don't know about putting real flowers in something like this. Thought it'd be nice to have a tray out here for bringing plates and whatnot out when we eat. And then this is for utensils, and I thought it would tie in with the seagrass basket we have hanging up there. So all this stuff has just been thrifted, and I've just had it and haven't been using it. So thought we could bring it out here. And then this is thrifted, but I painted the pot and added the little stamp on the front. I think that's from just an IOD stamp. And I usually will thrift these. I've seen them at Target. Just a food cover. These actually come in really handy. We use these all the time when we're eating outside. So I thought I would have this in here somewhere. All right, so we usually like to have a basket by the door to put our summer shoes in. And I was going to use this wire one, but then I was like, do I really want to look at the shoes all the time that are in it? So I grabbed this one that I spray painted some lettering onto the front, and we will use that. And then I like that it's got the light wood, it ties in with all the other light wood pieces that we have. Cameron was also saying that this would be a good spot for Amazon packages, so maybe we'll just use it for that. But I'm hoping to get a rug because I know with the chairs being on here, I don't want to scratch our new refinished floors all up. So I think I just might get like a sisal or jute, something like that, something simple to go under the table. On to these thrifted chairs. I've had these for quite a long time. I did get them when they were unpainted and they were very orange, so I spray painted them this really pretty cream color. But now I want to use them outside. I think they'll be perfect around our new table on the porch. But I'm getting away from using cream on everything, and I'm really into greens and blues for spring and summer. So we are going to spray paint these a gloss green. It's called Laurel Green. It's by Rust-Oleum. So it's just a really nice light green color, kind of more neutral, I guess, as far as green goes, not too blue and not too yellow. All right, it's day 2 and we're still painting the chairs for the porch. I got 5 more cans of this spray paint, so hopefully I don't run out. It always takes so much spray paint when painting chairs, but it is the way to go when you're painting chairs. It's so much easier to get the legs and in between things, and so it's more expensive, definitely using spray paint, but so much easier and quicker. So hopefully we're going to get this done today before it starts getting really windy. I even went ahead and painted the broom that sits out here. It was just kind of looking a little busted up, so I painted that to match the chairs. And our tulips are starting to come in. Been doing a little bit of yard cleanup. Next, I wanted to show you how to create some DIY topiaries that you can use to decorate your outdoor spaces or even inside, wherever. I created a few of these last year, I think, maybe the year before. I'm still creating them. They're so cute and they're so easy. So I basically find thrifted vessels. Here I'm using some urns that I thrifted and that I painted to give like a nice aged patina to them. And there's multiple ways to do this, but in this video, I'm showing you how I used it with stuff I already had on hand. But since doing this video, I have definitely learned other methods that I prefer over this one, but I think this is still a fine way to do it. So I'm using some floral foam, trying to shape it somewhat into a spherical shape. And then you're just going to use your moss, use some hot glue or some spray glue, and pack that all around the outside. And you can actually just stop here if you like that look, but I am going to also use some greenery and stick that into the styrofoam to create more of a bushy kind of a topiary look. And I'm actually going to create some topiaries that have more than one mound of greenery on them. Some of them I'm going to do 2, some I'm going to do 3, and I think that creates a really cute look, just something you don't see every day. And then some ideas for the bottom to cover up that foam that you used to secure your little yard twig with. I just use moss, but you can use little rocks or stones or Spanish moss, anything that you prefer. So I've had these topiaries for a couple of years, and as soon as I shared them on Instagram, they went viral. Everybody loved them, but looking back at them now today, I think they're a little funny looking. I would not have made them the same way. So we are going to be giving them a makeover here in just a minute and just kind of bring them up to date, a little bit more refined looking. But I wanted to tell you that I'm actually going to be selling these topiaries in my vintage pop-up shop that I'm having this weekend, April 26th and the 27th. I'm going to be selling tons of my thrifted finds, antique store finds, probably some things you've watched me thrift and find on this channel, things that I've given makeovers to. There's going to be a lot of stuff. So if you're interested in shopping Old Maple Home, I would like for you to email me. You can find my email at the bottom of the video description under the video title. Click more, scroll all the way to the bottom, find it there. Only email if you're interested in the sale. And I would like for you to give me your name and your address and your phone number, and then I'll let you know where the sale will be held. So here is another topiary that I made, and I really like this one because it just looks much more natural. And again, I just salvaged some sticks from my yard and used that same seeded garland, but this time I just hot glued them directly onto the stick. I didn't fuss with making little mounds or rounds or anything like that, and I just used some rocks at the bottom, at the base, and this was very quick, very inexpensive. You could make batches and batches of these. They're just darling. I love them. And we are back to the other topiaries that we just made, but now I'm giving them a little makeover. I just have realized I don't like the way that they look. They're just a little too squirrely for me. So I'm just going to use some floral wire, and we're going to kind of confine some of that wildness and make it look a little bit cleaner. All right, so I have this really cute little rattan side table with drawers, and I'm going to paint this green, the same green that I painted the chairs on the porch. So just going to get that on there real quick. I think that'll be a nice little refresh on this piece for summer. I actually ran out of paint before I was able to finish this piece, but I guess it's a little precursor as to what's to come more on the channel. We need to do a patio refresh makeover, get that ready for summer, so stay tuned for that. And then I also thought that I would share with you a little sneak peek of some of the items that are going to be in my sale this weekend. Now, this is just a very small taste. Like I said, I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff. Do you guys remember that swan table that everybody loved that I had in my entryway. I think I am selling that also. So bring your trucks if you want some bigger pieces.